Ultramarines, Mr. Bond. How utterly predictable. Evil Emperor of Mankind be like. Is happily married with Oda, loves his kids, doesn't kill every Xeno he sees, accepted religion, mostly chaos, and accepted that he's a god. Hello, Teresha Uton from 40K. Hello, Martha Kent from DC Comics. Raising the best man the universe has ever seen. Some bars are lower than others. Warhammer game developers. Hex turn-based strategy games. The Imperium are the bad guys. The Emperor is the one true god of mankind, and I give my life in his service, because anything else would lead to the victory of chaos. How would their conversation go down about the mad science they conduct? When you realize the Imperial scram snacks at shooting, but then you hear, try again brag. Average blood angels seeing Horus. Horus, you traitor. How dare you kill my gene father. Die, die. Die, 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 die. Dante seeing Horus. Horus? By the throne. This is my fateful day. I can finally die at last. Vampire romance in media. Babe, let me smooch you on the neck. Your blood calls to me, and every waking moment is a struggle. I love you, but I want to hurt you. I'll the monster that I have become. How will we ever resolve this conflict of love and pain between us? Vampire romance in Warhammer 40,000. Rogue trader, if I don't get my regular blood baths with casualties in the low triple digits, I will lose my sanity and smooth scene. The cattle's suffering is the price to pay for my touch and my company in real space. So line up the serfs, or I will find someone worthy of my time and attention, and my family heirloom barbed whip. When you are sent out to investigate some feral orcs, but the orcs get killed by some local militia. But the attacked settlement has no defense posts, so you suspect a brewing rebellion. You find out that it was actually a Genestealer cult. But when you get to the mines, everyone is already dead, and all you find is a note on the altar saying you're welcome. Love, Alfarius. Concern. It's a good thing 40k satire is purely fantasy. There's no way millions of people would lose their individuality and worship a cult-like figure. Holy terror. Corporate needs you to find the difference between this picture and this picture. Grimdank. They're the same picture. Who the duck are you people? I thought I hired knights. Woo woo woo. Who the duck are you people? I thought I hired knights. Whenever weird shit is happening, it's Genestealers. It's Necrons. Cyphers Kane. Me. So an average army is 2000 points. Girlfriend. It's what? Me. 2000 points. Girlfriend. Oh thank god. I thought you said you spent $2,000 on this. Me. What's a space marine? A type of homosexuality marketed at straight men. The biggest civil war I've ever seen in a fandom. We've been wanting to put this on for a long time. And what could go wrong? We are doing a Codex Custodes. Let's put female custodes in it. The entire Druckery race collectively losing their shit, because no matter what they do, they can't get that human to even slightly moan in pain. But Siege, who made sure that the Druckerus captured a human whom he made immortal, but who he blessed by tiniest of pain. Me putting a stock on my human pattern bolter to help with recoil. The tech marine assigned to my regiment. Biggie after destroying Monarchia waiting for Lorga to come and say thanks for the valuable lesson he just taught him. Necron weapons using ancient unknowable technology to rip apart targets atom by atom. Archoplasma doing the same thing, but with a metric ductin of rads. Leagues of Votan would never get infected with Genestealers. Their society and genetics prevent it, not to mention their advanced medical science would catch it early on. Orc Genestealers somehow happen. Scatterii can get infected beforehand and remain loyal to the brood mind, even though they have part of their brain removed. The Tor have cults despite their advanced medical science, and even have an ethereal infected. An entire craft world was once infected, and they also somehow infected an avatar of Cain, despite it being a statue made of lava. I don't know who is Frieren, and why she's everywhere on r/Grimdank, and at this point, I'm too afraid to ask. An eye for an eye makes the whole world go blind. Then perhaps the world doesn't deserve to see. Kills aliens to get his horrible father's attention. badass robot weapons. Pigeonholed into a job he hates by a system that doesn't care as long as he does the thing. Feels entitled to love and praise, too egocentric to extend the same necessity to people around him. Works for adult cult led by megalomaniacs meant to save humanity through transcendence. Has a rivalry with someone of similar skills. Eventually grows the duck up. Blood for the Emperor. Skulls for the Golden Emperor. Dragon Ball Z fans explaining to 40k fans about how their power levels are nonsensical and basically pulled out the ace to sound cool. Boss, lunch on me today. Any ideas? Pizza. Sushi. Me. Suspicious that Brian in HR is secretly Slanesh. Elder Souls. Me staring at Brian to see his reaction. A new Warhammer games is coming out. You're playing as the Imperium yet again. If I microwave the spoon, scooping ice cream will be easier. You know, you don't have to eat the models you kill to make it more realistic, right? Tyrannid players. I heard good things about this game. I hope my data slate can handle it. Sorry to tell you man, but that's a video. Yeah, that is why they are called video games. The weakest custodes. All 4 chaos gods. I have buried myself under too many layers of deception. And now I can no longer remember who I really am. Every show has one. The fan favorite. Made to be hated. The heat one. The only normal person. What's your name again? The Gremlin. Society. Just straight up evil. No screen time. All the plot relevance. The numbers of the gods of countdown. What? The gods of chaos have numbers that represent the order in which they were born. When that number reaches 0, it will be the end of the galaxy. Sinch was the first to be born. Number 9, Korn the second. Number 8, Nurgle the third. Number 7, Slanesh the fourth. Number 6, the Emperor, the Dark King, the fifth. Number 5, we only need 5 new gods to end everything. Jess, what the hell are you even talking about? Because democracy basically means government by the people of the people for the people. But the people are retarded. Daddy chill. What the hell is even that? When your Aeldari can tell you they stole a queen from an insectoid race halfway across the galaxy and used its pheromones to introduce a leader caste for a race of blue barbarians surrounded by imperial shipwrecks on the other side of the galaxy, rapidly advancing them to a space empire in about 6,000 years or so, spreading out into neighboring systems and adding more aliens into their empire, creating an atheistic utopia mirroring the pre-heresy Imperium of Man, until they add humans to their empire that create a goddess based on their way of life through the power of belief, utterly shattering their self-image for the sake of making the Imperium of Man have an extra enemy and to give big ear-raging hate donor. When you're a chapter that established a mini-empire that's nearly independent from the wider Imperium while still being loyal, fight alone against some of the most worrying alien and supernatural treats, and your chapter master is basically a mini-emperor, complete with his own Astronomicon, but all anyone remembers you for is the breeding worlds. When I'm in a being stupid competition, and my opponent is a Delt Watch. Maglev titanium heart now wears inside the chest of a live patient. Mechanicus fanboys. Shut up and take my money. Hello, Gula. Ovisa here to clear up some misconceptions. The average Torfire warrior girlfriend is not in fact a well-endowed mature lady, but rather an athletic but flat tomboy with a liking for war games and real-time strategy games. Iron warriors learning they are going to fight a bunch of yellow space marines. Iron warriors learning they are going to fight a bunch of guardsmen with desert head wraps. Percherabo, my son, I have come to express my admiration for all that you and your legion have done for our Imperium. I must admit your craftsmanship in architectural marvels and siege fortifications rivals that of Rogaldorn's. Why, father, I'm truly honored to hear that. I'm so thankful that you think of me in such high regard. Look, son, an entire bloody heresy just popped off a week ago. My beloved Horus just turned against me. Thousands of loyalists were massacred on some planet called Istavan 3. Magnus has disappeared somehow. Everything's going to shut. I need your help now. The 3 lords of Imperium Secundus are literally Princess Ceylot, loser. There is only one true race, and it's humanity. Yeah, for the Emperor. come on. Roggle Dawn, Praetorian of Terror, come closer, we promise we won't jump you. Give it back, that's mine. No, Argyltal didn't share his brother's relish. Rebellious teenage Dark Elder Trueborn. Doesn't show off more than 40% of her scene in public. Took craft word winemaking as a hobby. Only textures enough to stay fed. Isn't particularly backstabby. Bonded with, and doesn't texture, her favorite sleeve. Her parents. Be ashamed of who you are. Fun fact. Delt specters will abduct strong or suitable humans and transport them to their breeding world for future aspirants. Imperial Guard players meeting. Well, this is awkward. You don't need to pester me, mother. I know who and what Robout is. I'll use him and then be rid of him. You can keep telling yourself that if want. But we both know how you really feel about him. Or has it never accrued to you that you keep using his first name while everyone else calls him Gilliban? Marine malevolent after being almost completely annihilated. It's afraid. The Jolly Ogrin when he sees a Chaos Terminator coming towards the little ones. My underwear watching me spend £25 on a plastic soldier. Does he bite? No, but he can hurt you in other ways. Not liking the new Sister Repentia because their Aunt's Lexi doesn't make the old ones better. It just makes you a creep. Squad broken. You can't stop beat me. I know, but he can. The two sides of my brain fighting when I abbreviate HH has been Hotel versus Horus Heresy. The Grey Knights after finding out that the Delt Watch prevented the potential Delt of a Chaos God. I just want to talk with him. When someone tells you that Tyranids are innocent beings who only need to eat, and the hive mind is the one that is evil, just remember that Lictors exist. A Lictor who killed all his guards for the 9th consecutive time. Cardinal Salem, the spiritual leader of that world about to lose his sanity. Found the real life inspiration for the Imperium. Imperial Guardsmen. Tech priests blessing the machine spirit. Imperial sigil on vehicles. Loose federation of systems. Ablasts. Building cathedrals on top of war machines. God Emperor. Fusion of religion and war. The difference between 40k and Age of Sigmar. War Master. What servants of Corpse Emperor shall we slay? Who the duck are you people? I thought I hired legionaries. Dark Master. When can we overthrow the Ever-Chosen? Who the duck are you people? I thought I hired legionaries. Who would win in a fight? Jeremy Clarkson with a chainsaw, or a single Tyrannid? I love Warhammer 40k fans on here, because they're all, like I love Glorbius Scrunklius. He's such a relatable tragic character. The scenes in his book, where he talks about how his father failed him always make me so emotional. He's my sweet little baby girl and I would protect him with my life. And then I look up Glorbius Scrunklius, or whatever, and his canon artwork looks like. Chaos. Anathema. We had a deal. We gave you 20 ducking warp gods. It's time you pay the duck up, or you're seriously gonna regret it. Oh no, I'm so scared. What are you gonna do? Huh? You're just a chicken. Cheap cheap. Me seeing people use models I can't even afford as ducking basing materials. New Admech novel just got announced. Can we get some lewds of this character going before the book even comes out? But when the world needed him most, he vanished. How it feels to consume dairy with no adverse effects. Go back. Sap. I'm going on a penitent crusade alone. Of course you are. And I'm coming with you. Bullgag. Balgag. Everyone is being killed by noisemarines.jpg. You're deaf. Say cheesy dad joke no one can hear including you. Cave the noise marines head in. After 10,000 years, I finally found it. Logger's Secret Grimoire. My furry pan fanfic collection. Remember kids, Warhammer 40k is the most inclusive sci-fi universe of all. It doesn't matter your race, whether you are bulk or right, tall or short, straight or guy, because in the end, we are all going to be eaten by Tyranids. Hey Fulgrim, wanna see a magic trick? I'm gonna make this warhound disappear. Tada. Girls with a time machine. Jim Carrey would make an incredible Konrad Curze. What? He's terrifying when he needs to be, he's got the word awkward lanky build, but moves super smoothly despite it. Imagine Curze with the Grinch smile, the movement of Ace Ventura or the mask, and the acting eternal sunshine of the spotless mind. Jess, what the duck are you talking about? Eldreduthran is the one who cut off Abaddon the Despoiler's arms. Change my mind. Really? Right in front of my codex starts? I wonder how a conversation between these two would go. You having a bad day? Me. Emotional support. The homies. So you're going to sell them to me for what your husband said he paid for them? We see the past and the future, but even we cannot see. Who the duck asked. Fun fact. The standard issue pulse rifle that most fire warriors use was developed during the first sphere expansion when the Tor first met the orcs. At start the orcs kept defeating the Tor, but then the Earthcast refined the new pulse rifles that turned the tide of a multi-generation war that came to be known as the Campaign of Cleansing. The pulse rifle has since remained the main fire warrior weapon for millennia, with variants as the pulse pistol being used by the other castes. Never ask Moraphy her age. To Henhoen for mercy. Carol friends about window tax riot. A Tor commander watching the half-neat Gula woman wielding a massive chainsaw saw dodge a railgun blast. You know Clonegrim was a plot device for Fabius to realize he can't bring back the Legion days. Fabius himself said the clone will end up making the same mistakes that Fulgrim did. Loyalist Clonegrim. There's a rule that bulk library authors can't use other authors' characters, and the author who made the Fulgrim clone left bulk library. Loyalist Clonegrim. Quit having fun. Loyalist Clonegrim. Some ancient sage, your children will be demigods. Biggie. Some ancient sage, your grandkids will be demi-elder. Biggie. The Elder faction. Craft World Elder. Alatok. Bealtan. Iandon. Samehan. Ulthway. Ibresil. Media. The average adult spends $255 per year on their hobbies. Siphus Kane and Jujan are assigned to work with Kif and Zappo Brannigan for the 4th Tyrannic War. How does it go? I breathe air for you. I pump blood for you. I filter waste for you. Buy more minis. Okay, listen. See this? I'm stealing this. But I'm not a nut, so take this. I'm not having a box of minis, I'm having 6. It's called an army, and it's expensive. 10th edition should close with an event where Vashtor actually succeeds in his goal and unleashes a vast army of Dark Mechanicum, even getting a codex on the galaxy. Maybe Herdelf and Gruss return from the Maelstrom to help the loyalists with all he's learned about the warp and an army of Sicaskaterii or something, and be the one release for Admech during the event. Then 11th should open with Dark Mechanicum as the big bad faction with a campaign to decide the fate of a planet. Like that's ever gonna happen. While Fulgrim was being corrupted by Slanesh, or after being corrupted, there is a strong chance that he used the ladder blade for sounding, both for himself and his legion. Who the duck starts a conversation like that? I just sat down. Brothers, hearken and answer. What is the first edict of the Codex Astartes? Have fun, and be thyself. Verily, brothers. Onward now, 37th Company. Hive City and the Fanfic. Chaos Cults. Outer God Cult. Unicorn Cult. Genestealers. Literally the coolest space marine sculpts ever. Versus mediocre Primaris upgrade kit. Who the duck are you? I thought we were working for Malas. Who the duck are you? I thought we were working for Malais. Talk to me, or my son, nevermore. I have a blood angel in basket weaving. And a PhD in kicking erase. Autochronus watching Magus Technicus Tathixon and Cryptech Chronoman Sarcasmateth the silent kill each other over and over again in a time loop. Daduck they doin over there. Knights after attacking him with the most powerful attack they had. How are you not dead? I have no idea. The Salamander's third company when they see an unburned elder human kid. Lay your weapon down, Xeno. Violence is not the answer. How Silotti would you say you are? In theory, very. In practice, not at all. I'm lazy. The spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak. Can't be textured conventionally. Dishonored to tutorials. Emily is having fun and bonding with her father while he trains her. He is very proud of her. The right scars watching Magnus make an argument so terrible that it not only knocks their entire case for Seekers, but causes the Emperor to outlaw their Stormseers and put mandatory moles in all legions. Which one of you is Alfarius? Me, of course. Nick. Consider this for a moment. If Scathe lose at Hell Crown, then Mighty Vermin King will smite Kel ones in charge. Yes. Meaning can claim take their place and warp cheese. Yes. Sabotage rival foes. In Great Horned Rat's name. How the Elder view humanity. The Tyrannid hive mind seeing that the humans were kind enough to re-put food on a world that they already have eaten is for me. Watching the Iron Jaw Auroch tank a volley of cannon shots and running Mach 5 to you. Imperial Guard commanders receiving their reports after a battle. To shreds you say. IT people. When people ask them to fix their fridge,